So, hi everyone, surprise, I'm back. So technically I never went away. Well, actually I did, because Christmas Eve and Christmas Day were together. So I'm filming this on Boxing Day. New dressing gown on, because it's rude not to. Again, Boxing Day is totally about the Christmas PJs and the dressing gowns and not getting dressed. I mean, it's always been that for me. But to be honest, my whole life has fucking been that for quite some time now. Other than when I'm out walking by the beach and all that. But like I say, the half of this year has not been doing much of that. So yeah, there's been changes around here for me. So I guess this is going to be about change. Oh dear, my eyes are being drawn to helpless and hopeless, which we pulled in the reverse when I used that the other day. But they were pulling me to like that. So that is the Eight of Swords in that deck. And it looks like this guy's like, do I go that way or this way? That's really fucking weird, because that's exactly the fit. Right, so I was actually going to, they clearly want me to start with that. I was actually, so wow, we've just went right in there. If you're new, my name's Claire, it's not Crystal. I know that can be confusing. I'm a medium, I'm a shaman, I'm a divine channel, I channel astrology and everything I do. I also say something different every time I start. Doesn't mean it, that doesn't mean that every time I say it, it's not true, it's true. I just do a lot of things. What was I going to say? I'm recovering from a chest infection as well, 144. If you're part of the 144 gang, welcome if you're a new one. I'm recovering from a chest infection, one's just fell out. So if you hear me coughing, oh my god, a period of ill health and depression. Wow, and then helpless and hopeless. Right, I'm going to leave it open here, right, but there's a clear theme building here. I mean, let's be honest, right, it does, this time does bring up feelings like that for many. Some people see me fly through it. Oh, fly through it. See, so there really is something like fly here. We fly through it. I wouldn't normally say that. Because of my channel as well, everything I say is part of this. So, right, before I start digging into this, because actually I'm quite like, this is the thing, it's like, I'm so chill. I've got up really late. I'm so chilled. I've just finished watching a film that it was quite surprising, because it went like, it went a totally different way from what I wanted it to. But then I was like, I actually got it, and then it was anyway, because you know everything I'm guided to watch is for a reason. Usually to share it with others, but it's for me as well. You know what I mean? For me, and then for me to share it with others. But so yeah. So I'll tell you a little bit about, I'll channel just about the film, and then I'm going to actually specifically pull cards to see, because it basically, long story short, it was about love, and it was about Christmas, and it was about like a pair that had been connected since they were young, right? And basically they were making, they're feeling the word forgiveness now, forgiveness, and they were making it very much seem like it was going to be the kind of thing where that, you know, so their families have knew each other since they were young. It was all kind of set up for them to be together, and it didn't also look forced. Like, it did kind of seem like, right, it's like the guys left her high and dry, and then swanned off to America and got a new girlfriend now. And then she basically, long story short, she becomes a big pop star, and he is like a famous author or something. And then so you think, oh right, it's totally obvious what's going to happen here, right? The new girlfriend's going to get dumped. I mean, there's no other nice way to say that, is it? And then they're going to get back together, right? And that's the way they set it up for you to want it to go that way. And especially, like, let's be real here, right? Being a twin flame, as they pull me to big happy changes, actually that's got something to do with it too. And then because it's like romance and all that, and it's like they've got the history, 441 backwards, they're really pulling in the numbers today. I was totally, yeah, I was like wanting, you know, I was wanting like the other one to get pushed out of the way, and for him to go with the one from the childhood. And then anyway, long story short, spoiler alert, how it actually goes is not that way. It's and then it's sort of basically what I'm saying is it flips the script. So this is an interest. So this is why I'm excited, because it feels like, in a lot of ways, it feels totally alien to what would connect with me, we'll say, presently anyway. And in other ways, I get it. Like, I get what it means for me, but it's the weird way that they talk to me. Is like I can understand how it can be a completely different situation, but it makes sense to me. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I'm excited because it seems like somebody's story that, well, a lot of it seems too good to be true that it would actually go that way. Which is why I'm saying I can't connect with this, because my mind always goes to the fucking. It doesn't always go to the worst, but it goes to preparing. But you know what I'm saying? Like, expect a miracle, but it's like, I right then, kind of, you know what I mean? So that's why I say, like, seriously, like, it is amazing how I'm able to shift people's mindsets like that, and actually out of that, like, out of depression. I was thinking about that today, how one of my clients that, like, yeah, a couple of people I've had to do that with, but one in particular was coming to mind where I had to really keep quite a close eye on it at this time of year, and I'm not needing to do that at all, you know. And it's kind of it's sad in a way, because it's like, oh, like, you know what I mean. Then I feel a bit kind of, something doesn't kind of feel right, but actually that's maybe what I cry. But actually, whether it be a friend or whether it be a healer or whether it be, definitely from a counsellor perspective, that's actually a good thing, because it's surely got to be a good thing if somebody's you know, not needing you right now because they're in a good place, big happy tree, you know what I mean, and they're not feeling down, and they're you know what I mean, like, in a happy place. But anyway, so whatever that, I think that is going to mean something to someone, because it's about change if you think about it. And anyway, and it's kind of like, you know, it's okay, anyway, right, I get what they're saying now. What does that card say? Yeah, so there's something I was about to say, there's something you're yet to get more information about. So hold that. I think we need to shuffle those cards. But yeah, basically, right, so I need to channel this and then I'll pull the cards. So basically, see with that film, right, when we're thinking about from the perspective of twin flames, I was watching it thinking, right, the one from the past is the twin flame, and like, it's basically the guy that's with, like, you know, their twin flames, and this new American girlfriend, she's the karmic, right? Because it's always something like that when I'm watching it. And then as I was watching it, I was like, oh, right, this is what they were saying to me. Is it's, and again, this is what I'm saying, this is a fresh kind of someone situ out there that we're picking up on, because unfortunately, over the past 7 years, but really 5, 6, whatever, that quite deeply, and definitely the past 3, with the pandemic, kind of made things worse for a lot of people in these situations, toxic situations, karmics. It usually is that the karmic is, whether it be a wife, a husband, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a mother, someone's child, father, someone's child. I've dealt with all these situations and still do support people in these situations, right? Sometimes it is family members, mums, dads, brothers, sisters, a mixture of all of it. Friends that are like family, because that's like the Goodwill Hunting, which I'm actually about to watch after this, finally. Because it was on the movie channel. I thought that was kind of crazy. It was on at the exact same time as this other one I was watching. And I was like, nah, I'll watch that later. So I'm going to do this and I'm going to watch that. And then if I'm guided to, I'm going to see if the spirit moves me to do mediumship Monday, and I'll come back and do a wee short one. But again, if that doesn't show up, then, you know, they're probably just giving me a break because it's Christmas. But I'm like I say, I feel like I'm on that Capricorn vibe. So I feel this is going to make sense to someone that looks success and growth. That's what Capricorn's about, right? And it's kind of like, if you've not got the energy, don't. But if it's going to actually make you feel better and actually pull you out of feelings, like, you know, it's like, I mean, depression is strong when I'm talking about myself here. I do find this time year extremely depressing, like I just do. And it's that's why, you know, I do look forward to the time when I am madly in love with someone and I could just have fun, but I bet you I'll still find this time you're miserable, but I just wouldn't be miserable because I would be with the person I love, you know what I'm saying? But like I say, I actually had a really lovely Christmas night actually, because I got up really late. Me and my dad both got up really late, and then my mum's like, "Oh, he's not out of bed." I was like, "Well, I'm not being funny. There's not a lot of fucking get up for this time of year, is there?" But it's kind of like, you know, we had a really chilled, lovely Christmas dinner, and yeah, I just feel really grateful, and I've just, you know, played it down. But yeah, so whether you're a bit like me, you just kind of find this time a year a bit of a no, like this is the no man's land kind of time. Definitely from the 27th to the 31st. Like fuck those days. I don't socialise at the best times, but I definitely just like to be. I'm just pottering about tidying. This, I mean, the cards are just everywhere. Like I mean, more than usual. So I'm just going to whatever I grab for this. They actually made me. There was two cards sitting in my room. Don't usually keep. Well, sometimes I do, but not really. I don't. I tend to keep the cards out of my room unless I'm actually, you know, in my bed channeling a message or something. When I've not got a lot of energy, but they made me, there was two decks sitting in there, so it'll be 11:11. It'll be someone's waking up, someone's, again, this is what I feel this is about, someone's waking up to what really matters in life. So it's going to be someone's divine masculine. So it's not everyone's, but it's someone's. Like I always say, it's, you know, use your uh, discernment. They did just pull me up. They just pull me to open up though. So it's wise to remember that divine masculines can be women too, and this is a woman on the card, but divine masculine can also be a man. This is also, the red is the physical, so someone's opening up in the physical. What was I going to say? But yeah, so if you're like me and it's like, you know, you do online work, maybe it'll help you kind of um pick up your energy a bit till you do something. You know what I mean? Because I'm doing a lot. I'm saying my jammies, my dress gown, and I'm going to watch another film after watching that film there. But actually, you know, because it helps me, and then it also, I know that hopefully it's helping someone out there, even if it's not your story and it's just interesting to kind of nib in. So anyway, there's something here. Um, and I also feel what they're saying to me is someone's going to come out of a period of depression or a period of ill health. Because remember, that's what I'm saying. I am still in a period of ill health. You know what I mean? But I'm feeling a lot better than I have done. I wasn't actually even yesterday, the day before, but I'm feeling. I was I saged to my mum and dad, and I was like, my dad doesn't usually. It's not like he doesn't let me. But usually like nah, you know what I mean. But he was open to it, so that's all we. Oh, that's all we need to be open to it, and I just open up, right? And yeah, someone's basically going to be coming out either being ill, like what I've been, or being depressed, ill and depressed. I mean that when you're ill, it makes you depressed. And that's actually what it's about. If you're depressed, it can make you physically ill. And it's just all something to get your attention to. I believe, you know, when you're physically ill, it's something going on emotionally, spiritually, mentally, try to get your attention. Um, but someone's going to come out of a period of this, and when they forgive themselves, and there's going to be big happy changes. So we're going to put the hopeless and helpless over here. Right, so let's dig into this film, right? Because I don't want this one to be forever and ever. So I wonder what. Let's use this deck. We have to be strategic about the questions I ask. Feeling alone, but see, someone's been feeling alone behind them, and that's the Five of Pentacles. So that's out in the cold. Someone feels out in the cold, or money's not so great, something like that. Right. So yeah, basically, before I pull the cards, what I'm getting from the film that I just watched, it's like, oh god, that's that. Right, shit. Okay, I get what they're saying. What they're saying is, right, because I was even like, I was tricked by the illusion when I was watching it and wanting it to go away, and then when it started going the other way, I was like, whoa, what the fuck's happening? And again, like, anyway, you know, could do without things like that when I'm thinking it's going to go on. Anyway, but I got it that it was like, because I was fooled, it was like someone's in a situation where, oh my god, time's up. That's the alarm went off and it was 14:41, and that's mirrored numbers, twin flames. and oh god, my stomach's flipping. Right, and I'm being drawn in, I'm being very dramatic, but they're making me in the near future. Someone's in a situation, right, where it's not like a really, well, if it is, it's not obvious. It's not like, it's either not an obvious toxic romantic situation, or it just isn't, right? Like, it's just not, it's not toxic. It's like, say you've heard of this as you, or your twin flames had a relatively kind of nice time with this person, like, possibly even being in love, or and again, I would say though, when you're twin flame, it's, you can be in love with the people, but it's not going to be the same. It would never be twin flame love, because it's your, it's yourself, right? Anyway, we're not getting all that again. But anyway, the point is it's like everybody was kind of rooting for it to go one way with one person, and you possibly even would have been with this person a while, right? And it's, so it's like so it's like everything's great on paper, and but it's not even like, oh, that people are saying like, oh, oh, I don't, again, I think I can't put into words, because it's like, that's how either you feel if you're in this, or your twin flame feels. It's like, and it's almost like, I get the feeling this person doesn't want to feel pulled to the twin flame, which is, that is a common story. It's like, they try to shake off the feelings and everything, but I think this one's particularly bad because it's like the karmic, person, or the soulmate. But I'm not saying karmic in a bad, because again, remember, karmic isn't all, no, it is. Karmic, I was going to say karmic isn't always bad. It is, right? There's always something bad that happens with karmic, and it usually is toxic. But as they go, this more feels like a soulmate, like someone's. That's what it is. It's like someone's moving away from a soulmate, but it's a soulmate where the contract's over and it's time to go to a twin flame. So I feel that's why I'm like, this is interesting, because it's not at all the usual that comes through, but it's quite, it feels like quite a situation. But anyway, the reason why I would say it's too good to be true, because in that film, the ex, whose families are all, so basically it's like, right, so say we're going to call the ex the soulmate, right? So say, like, she's a soulmate, and they've known each other since they were younger. Everyone thought they were going to get together. I think they were even engaged at one point, and then he runs away because something happens with his dad. So it's like he's, and I think his dad gets someone pregnant or something, right? So it's like the dad triggers trauma, and then the guy runs away, and then he moves to America and becomes famous, and they're both famous in their own right. And he now has an American girlfriend. And that's what I'm saying. You're meant to think the American girlfriend's the karmic, but in this sort of, when I'm looking at it from a higher spiritual perspective, actually the karmic was the soulmate. You know what I mean? Because it was like, if he had never moved away from the soulmate for whatever reason, the soulmate wouldn't be a famous singer and doing well and better than herself, and he wouldn't be a famous writer. So there we go. Do you mean it's almost like La La Land, guys? And again, I've not watched all of it because it was kind of boring me, but I have seen the ending, and I've seen bits of it, and what I got of it, probably did find it quite, well, not probably, definitely found it quite triggering, actually. And then other people had said to me about it as well, because it's almost as if you're watching The Notebook and Noah and Ali didn't get together, and who the fuck wants to watch that, you know what I mean? But remember, that was a difficult one too, because the guy that she had to move away, he was fucking hot. James Marsden and Ryan Gosling, that is quite a situation. And this is what I'm saying, they're giving me all these scenarios where it's actually not that somebody's having to leave some big ugly troll, or that it often isn't, by the way. The karmics can often be hot, but underneath that it's like an ugly old witch kind of doing spell work, do you know what I mean? Or whether it's a witch, man, or a woman. But do you know what I'm saying? It's like both options are really quite nice people, the twin flame and the soulmate, but it's like at the end of the day, true love wins. So it's not kind of like fuck you, because the two girls are being a bit sassy and that to each other. It reminds me of that video again that I've said about where the two girls end up rolling about the floor laughing. So they're in competition, the whole music video, and then they end up rolling about laughing. And anyway, long story short, yeah, so there is a theme here. So whoever this is for today, it's like, and the good news is, it's like, so what I'm saying is the karmic situation was actually that, and he was getting confused, like the old feelings were getting stirred up by the past. So this is what they were saying to me, because I've helped people with stuff like this before. somebody, like a divine masculine man, I'm going to go with, is being pulled back or has been pulled back by the past. So it's somebody that they've also got chemistry with. I don't know what it called, but well, yeah, it's different from people, but like lust, chemistry. Some would say that's actually a different thing, but you know what I mean. There's some sort of attraction, and there has been deep feelings, possibly even love at one point. But what Spirit were saying to me with the other one in the film, anyway, it's like the other one, it's growing up, true love. It's scary because he's also in the film. He doesn't know that she's pregnant, and that anyway. So it was quite a good film. It's called Boxing Day. It's I think it just came out last year. It's got the one out of Little Mix in it actually. Leanne, I think it is. But yeah, basically, so that name might be significant to someone. And then there was Leanne and Lisa. So yeah, it was actually, so these names might be significant for some. They don't. Yeah, they don't always get me to say that. It's not because I can't fucking remember half the names in films, but these might be significant names, or if they're not, just disregard. But yeah, there is something about that. It's like, what would have been karmic, as if he'd felt the pressure to. So what they were saying to me, so it's obviously it won't be the exact same scenario, but you'd be surprised. Sometimes it is scarily the exact same scenario, because I was actually, and this will be relevant, even if it's for past stuff or present or a warning for the future. I actually thought it was going to be that he was going to be trapped with the other one because he'd got her pregnant. And you're going to think this is so fucking annoying because you know that he's in love with the other one, but he's got her pregnant, so he's going to stay, be feel. But it wasn't that, and that's why I'm saying it's like, wow, life ain't really like that for a lot of people, is it? That it's like the one that got pregnant would be the one that he's in love with, and it all works out, and then the one that was in love with him is, as hard as it is to like, oh, it's fine, you got, because they all end up fucking happy families and dancing at the end and that, and that's why I'm saying it's great when it goes that way. It doesn't often, but I suppose the message is it's more for onlookers, because there was a lot of pressure from the families, like all the families in each other. It's the family, the friends, like, this guy and girl's families were almost like they were family, you know what I mean? It's one of them annoying things where if you were the new girlfriend, it'd be a fucking nightmare. So this is what I feel it's about too, is that, say you're a twin flame, and then you actually do get with your twin flame, and it's like the person that they were with previously is still very much around, because the friends are, it's like they've got friends in common, they've got, the families are close. Now bear in mind, that's definitely going to make sense for if there's children involved, because obviously you do just have to accept, the ex isn't going to go anywhere when that's the scenario. So it's going to be, I bet there's going to be bits and bobs of this that make sense, but whatever it is, but it was definitely something about, because ultimately that guy he could have felt the pressure from everyone to go with the favourite singer, because again, they both were, it doesn't matter about looks, but both were beautiful in their own right, and both were lovely people. But ultimately it's like his love may have been with one person at one point, but now he was tested, like, he was probably confused himself, but then he saw who it was he wanted to be with, and it's when he saw that when she was going to be taken away from him, she was just, because she was even like, that's the thing, the new girlfriend was like, oh fucking hell, they've got his, I'm off, you know what I mean? And it's so that's what I'm saying, it is so interesting, because it's like a wee bit of a conundrum. So, but I do feel what they're saying to me, it's like onlookers, so it's definitely someone out there that has history with a twin, but also history with, I'm going to call it a karmic soulmate. So even if it does kind of turn toxic, at one point it wasn't, and it would have been quite happy, and but smoother sailing than with a twin. And then the reason it would go toxic, I would say, is because you're not meant to stay with that person forever. But it's difficult. Yeah, I get that is what they're trying to say. Look, third eye chakra in reverse. Confront the shadow, and then it's like, look, this man. So doing this is about a man today. It's like, he's having to face his inner child, and this is a moon card, secrets. So it's like, not wanting to see the truth, but the secrets. And then if you do, that's your wish fulfillment and the physical, well-deserved reward. And that is what happened to that man in the film. That's why I loved it. Like, again, from a counsellor perspective, it was like he was trying to run away again, like in all these other films. And but then because he realises, like, you know, actually I love her, and then when he finds it out, she's pretty like, you know, I want to be with her, which is why I'm laughing, because it's not always that way, you know. Let's get real. When somebody finds out someone's pregnant, like, sometimes it's not always, you know, well, it wasn't planned, and or then you get the people that think, oh, let's have a baby to save the relationship. Well, fucking, how does that work out for you? Because it doesn't ever usually work for folk, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, again, what they're saying to me is there'll definitely be loads of scenarios out there where it's like, you know, someone doesn't mean to do it, but then, yeah, they get someone pregnant, and then it's like they punish themselves by staying trapped with someone for a baby, and that's not the answer either. But that would be out of shame, and, like, you know, the one I really love's never going to take me back now, and it's, you know, and it's kind of like that's why twin flames are here to challenge the status quo. That it's like, it's not ideal, is it? You wouldn't choose it, but beware of greed. Oh my god, sorry, that is kind of funny if you think about what I'm saying. It's like somebody that I'm channeling about, like, in the past has maybe hooked up with different people and thought, like, you know, when I'm ready, I'll be with that one. Like in that film, because that's what it looks like. He's having his bit of fun, and then he's going to settle down with the other one. But it's like, and then, you know, and then the other one gets pregnant. It's like, but it helps you grow up. You know, anybody that I know loads of guys that's happened to, and I've got clients I've dealt with this, and it's like, things happen the way it's meant to happen. It helps you grow up, and that's what that film was about. It's like the Good Will Hunting. It wakes you up to the things you weren't paying attention to, right? And also, though, it's like what they were saying to me is, it's like, if it's that scenario I just mentioned, I think it's this is a bit kind of a taboo topic, but they're getting me to talk. It's true. Like, that is how a lot of toxic women trap guys, right? Is it, think about how many people are obsessive about getting a fucking ring or getting married, but you could be on looking thinking, oh my god, you two need to get to a counsellor, just fucking break up. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can tell it's like totally not right for either person, but someone's obsessed about getting a ring. It is fucked up. Like, who cares if you got a ring or not, or if you get married? It's not going to work. You know what I mean? It's going to be toxic if people try to make it work and stay together. It's stupid. It is greed. There you go. There's another. That's what it's materialistic. And some people are so obsessed about getting some kind of big flashy bling ring, and they're not actually confronting the fact that you're in a toxic relationship. You know, it's not going to fix your relationship. A baby's not going to fix your relationship. A ring's not going to fix your relationship. No amount of money. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely going to make sense to someone out there. What else do we need to know about that? And then also, though, if you're a divine masculine, because that wouldn't be a woman. Let's face it, would only be a man. If somebody gets himself in a situation like that, well, it's a personal call, and, you know, sadly, let's face it, I don't really know many guys that wouldn't do the right thing. It's debatable, but they would force themselves to step up and to do the right thing by the person that's pregnant, right? And I think it's admirable. Again, I know loads of people that have been in that situation. I also know loads of guys that upped and left somebody for dust, you know. So any friends I've ever had that have stood by somebody, whether there was a lot of love there or not, I admire people that do it, but for a certain period of time. I think after a certain period of time, if you're staying for the kids, you're actually going to do more harm than good. And what's complicated here is what they're saying to me is some karmics trap guys through pregnancy, and then they're like, yes, I've got them, you know what I mean? And that's where it's kind of like, it's a difficult call, but you've got to see through that. It's like, well, have they, you know what I mean? Because you can still do the right thing by someone and not be tied and bound to them, you know what I mean? Like, as in not be with them. God, that's deep. What do we need to know about that? Waiting for news, package or letter, but you see, maybe somebody is waiting on a pregnancy test. I'm getting, like, maybe like there's a guy's waiting to kind of find out. Or about money. I was about to say that before that card came out. And then we've got two-faced friend. But what I'm getting is this, right? I think this is pretty fucked up, but because I did kind of wonder if it was going to go that way and that, but I think somebody's lied about a pregnancy here. Or they're gonna. Now, don't be being suspicious if you know that anyone in these situations, because just because I'm saying this today doesn't, it's not everyone's. Two-faced friend. Someone's been two-faced. There's money coming to someone. Someone's waiting on news. Right, let's go this, right? When I'm saying, is it waiting on the news about a pregnancy? Temporary problems. A change for the better, yeah. Isn't that pretty, that's pretty crazy. It's like, the change for the better is, it's like, either somebody did think they were and they're not. Or somebody finds out someone was lying and that's lucky. It was to wake somebody up. I think I don't even need to feel any more cards. That's what that was about. You'll be taken care of in difficult times, but it would be stressful. Too much concern with sexual matters. See what I mean? Involvement with the law. Do something risky, taking a chance. I feel it's like someone's repeating a lesson here. It's like, so say that had happened in the past, like, you've got, I think I'm going to talk to as if this is for a guy, because it is for a guy, right? I think this is for, or like, you could be like the woman or the twin flame on the other end of it that had to sort of watch all this happen. It could be past stuff too, but, it could be present, it could be future, whatever. You'll know when it happens. But someone was too concerned with sexual matters, like they were putting it about a bit, right? And again, like I've explained before, when divine masculine men and women do this, it's not from a place of being horrible, it's from a place of trauma and running away from problems, like in that film too. But someone's ended up with involvement with the law. Again, this could be because to do with child maintenance. I definitely think it's shit to do with that, right? And now it's like doing something risky, taking a chance. They're being guided to take a chance towards the twin flame, but I feel there's a lot of pain around, well, all of that. Yeah, it's going to make sense to who it's for. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. I feel it is. It's like somebody that has got a child with someone, or somebody's ex, you know, whether it's like they've fallen pregnant, they were actually pregnant, and then false alarm or something like that, or they've lied about it, and it's fucking drama, basically. There's drama there. And then it's like, so that's the person that is trying to get someone to do something, or it's like somebody has got a kid with someone, but they're, you know, they're not with someone. It's like, look, trying to make you do something against their will. It's like they don't want somebody to go towards the twin. Beware of great pride, right? And part of the ways of romance or business. That is what they're telling me. It's like somebody in a karmic, it's a karmic X, whether it be X as in a while ago or more recent. Somebody, for whatever reason, doesn't want somebody to take a risk towards true love. And it's like, but this person's also got on their mind, like they're proud because it didn't work out with other people, broken ring, pattern of ways and romance or business, you know, it didn't. And so things have all broken down in this divine masculine's life because of other options, which again, we say that from a place of not judgment and being like, oh, they went the wrong way, because it actually isn't the wrong way. Whoever this is, we're meant to go through all these lessons. So this is you. You were meant to go through all this shit to then go for what you want, you know, to take a risk to go towards what you want. Tough to hear, but it's true. Look, broken wishbone. Wish will not be granted, but you feel like if this is you or your twin flame, because all this shit, it feels like they don't deserve the twin. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. I said that. So we've had butterfly and we've had caterpillar. It's like there's a change in the air for this divine masculine in the near future. A victory in some endeavour. So I feel it's going to be something to do with victory in business, which is going to protect you from negative forces beyond your control. It's spell work. It's fucking spell work. I knew that, right? I'm actually going to get on Amazon right after this, and I'm going to order the deck that's got stuff about spell work, and it's got something like it either says spell work or something to do with a witch or something, and I mean like a dark witch, like someone doing black magic. Because I pick up on this stuff all the time, I need to surrender to the fact that I need those cards to back me up. These are good at backing me up, but I want those other ones too because they're circles as well. But that's what it is. It's like people have been putting, I put a spell on you, but it's like, yeah, they have. Like, they've kept this person stuck in pride and ego and fear. And so say like somebody'd got themselves in a situation where they got someone pregnant and then they stood by it, and then it's like people have put a whole lot of guilt and shame and that on this person. It kind of made them feel like they're not good enough for where they actually want to go for big happy changes, and that's not true because there's forgiveness there. In need of assistance and guidance. Yep. Someone is going out your life, or it's the end of a situation, but again, the end of the situation is with whatever karmic situations. Time to act. And it's, I feel something, right, I need the tarot. Someone's in a tower moment. Pay attention to your health, and it's like their health's like really declining. This is like when I channeled something, I don't know, a month ago or so. I think it was about a month ago, and I said that I felt a twin was going to be going to their twin, and as soon as they meet, one person's health, but I feel it's both people that are going to like skyrocket. Listen, but someone's like either not listening to their intuition or they're finding it hard to listen. I think this is similar to what I pulled the other day. They don't feel in balance. Look, that's the twin flames merging. But I pulled it in reverse. It's like not wanting to listen to their intuition, not wanting to deal with this, feeling like the opportunity's fucked anyway, feeling really anxious. We've got just breathe and regret. Oh, I said just breathe and regret. I meant to say in reverse. Just breathe. But they want to share the love. Look at the shadow there. They want to share the love, or they're actually gonna. Trying to trust what they're feeling. And then they're gonna, that's divine masculine energy. That's the Emperor. Someone's gonna share the passion. And it's very spiritual. This is, I mean, obviously all the readings are your twin flames, but this is someone's gonna share the kundalini, the spiritual, it's the passion that they're feeling, but there's a lot of love with it. So it could be someone coming at you really quite sexual, or you're going towards somebody having to tell them how much you want them in that way. But it's very spiritual as well, you know, because this is a spiritual card. Look, crown chakra in reverse, but it's like still causing a lot of confusion. And for this person, heart chakra in reverse, blocked heart chakra. But look, but whoever this is, they want to work towards this. And I mean, that's the 8 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Pentacles cards don't always look like that. It's got usually got the 8 coins in it and that. And he's painting a picture. This guy's been painting a vision of what they want in the physical, and it includes him and his twin. But he was taught a lot of tough lessons before that. And I feel it is in the form of with other women and children that have come to open his heart. And probably third eye, but that's in reverse again. Choose your battles. And then look, this is all the karmics trying to stop the divine masculine, but they're not gonna, because we've got the manifest. Because I said called him the divine masculine, and then we've pulled the divine feminine, Emperor, and then we've got reach out and coming together. find balance. So 2 cups, by the way, true love card. So this is the story, you know, so this might still play out over a few months, or it's already happened and I'm telling it, it's past, present, future, so it's up to you. If it's not your story, it won't make sense to you, but there'll be, so 2 twins will be finding the balance, coming together in the physical, strengthening the bond in the physical. But for now, this is the same card again. Divine Feminine's detaching, and the Divine Masculine's in sadness and isolation, healing, and they're feeling helpless and hopeless. Not the best. Look, there could be a change around March, 8th of March. That's not too far away. And then they'll be in a place of success and growth and ready to open up. Rest and reconsider. Blossom. Love. That's the 6 of Cups. That's the one where you can't get somebody off your head. Somebody from the past. So hopefully, I don't know if I made that. Again, I'm going to have to watch it back to see if I would understand it if I hadn't watched the films. But it's just basically the gist of it is the karmic situation from me telling the story of that film would be what would look like, oh, they've got loads of history together, their families know each other, you know, that's the twin flame, and the other new person on the scene is the karmic. But actually, it was the other way around. What would be karmic is if they got back together because if they felt all the nostalgia, when actually his heart was pulling him the other way. But it's kind of interesting because it's like what I'm being told is this can even go for the new girlfriend, the American new girlfriend could even be like a twin flame from the past. But it's like they're new because they've been out your life for so long, but that's who you really want to be with. And that's what it is, that's what they're trying to say to me. It's just, I get what they're trying to say, but it's like the soulmate one that the person's been with recently is the one that, you know, the families all know each other, the friends all know each other, everyone gets on. But the point is, if the guy's miserable and wanting to be with the one he's thinking about from the past, because although that says love, that's the 6 of... wait a minute, no, it's the Lovers card. Well, yeah, it's lovers, 2 lovers, you know what I mean? I was thinking it was the 6 of Cups, but is that the truth? Is that going to make sense to whoever that's for? So it's about this man, it always comes out in that, but it's about this man choosing what's right for him, or you choosing what's right for you. And it does feel like this is a difficult decision, because I feel both parties, like both women, are well liked in some sort of way, although with one of them, potentially it could be a facade. But I'm getting the feeling it's like, it'll be different to different people. It's more like someone maybe like in quite narcissistic qualities, to be honest, and it's like, so they've got loads of friends around it, and everyone's like, how can you do that to them? And it's kind of like pressure. That's what I feel like. It's pressure on the guy. Like, how could you do that to them? Like, you know, and then the guilt. But that's romance celebration party. You see when the man chooses where he wants to go. Because, look, birth, conception of a child or an enterprise. But I did say that it was like business. But this is what I'm picking rainbow babies. It's like people are trying their hardest to keep a twin flame couple, and it's loads of couples in this situation, away from the celebrating and the romance of 2 lovers coming together, divine lovers, because a baby is going to be born, a special, all babies are special, but it's babies that come out of twin flames have got big purposes. Period of frustration, lessons to be learned, but like that guy's still going through karma, lessons. Success assured with good plans and hard work. Good advice from a wise person. Yeah, so the man may be getting advice from, I feel it's like a counsellor, because think about it, I'm about to watch Good Will Hunting, and then that'll be interesting what look, someone you know is undependable and sincere. That's about the other women. That's what it is. I don't think everyone can see that. This is this is juicy. Right, so sticking with that storyline, what does that man that's in quite a situ, or in talking about past stuff, what does he want to say to the twin flame? Because this might be a twin... Oh my god, I love you. I know I was distraction from your pain, that fucking card again. This makes fucking hell, this makes sense. That's why they got me to... So it's like, it makes sense to me anyway. It's like when I said, like, it's like when the two from the past, say, basically, like, you know, she says, if you hadn't have done that, like, basically, don't beat yourself up because you needed to move away from me, from us, because you wouldn't have become this and I wouldn't have become that. And then that's where often, you know, in films it would be like, but now we can get back together. And that's how it was looking. But actually in this, it's like, and although we both didn't see it coming that way, you're with her. And she's basically saying, look, I'll find someone else. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and she was a lovely, lovely looking, a lovely person. Everybody loved her. You know, she was the girlfriend's worst nightmare. That's why the girlfriend was about to just walk away. But he's like, no, I love you. I want you. And that's, this is so weird because this actually for once isn't a story about my twin flame. But the moment that I had with one of my karmics, because other karmics, anyway, I did have other karmics, but it was a moment where, long story short, I'm laughing because it was pretty funny. There's more, yeah, I won't tell the whole story, but long story short, it was after a night out and it stupidly, my pal, like my best pal at the time was back there as well, and then there was a couple, and then there was somebody, she was, we were having, it was like, I'd say it was a bit of a house party, like, so say it was like, there was like a couple of guys and me, but not, but anyway, it was a bit of a random one actually, so say that, yeah, I can't remember it right, it was a few people, anyway, the point is, I'd let him come up and use the phone, and this is the funny bit. Oh, sorry, but I'm like, why didn't you tell this story? But it is funny. Um, so sorry if the karmic's watching this, but as I've said before, like for fuck's sake, mate, you need to get yourself a fucking counsellor if you're still watching videos about me. Anyway, I very much doubt that's the case, but you never know. Yeah, he was basically, oh god, and that's oh no, it wasn't. I was about to get carried away. I was about to say the girl's name was Leanne, but it wasn't. It was another name. I'll not say the names because that's, again, I have no idea who it fucking was. He was, but anyway, but what made me wake up to that I deserved more was the fact that he was basically pleading down the phone to some other bird, like saying her name over and over, like about how he loved her. Like I'm sure he was like saying I love you and saying her name and saying like I'm pretty sure he sounded like he was fucking great. Like he sounded like he was either about to start crying, and I thought, wow, you know what I mean? And like my friend was, you know, hanging out with whoever else was there at the party. You know, it was a weird day because it was my house, but I was in a bit of a, you know, it was when you're all really drunk and I'd take myself off to the living room. It'd be like fuck my life, and yeah. Anyway, like she came in the room, like my best pal at the time, and she was just kind of like, Claire, are you fucking hearing what he's saying down the phone to that girl? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, you need to get him out of here. And I was like, I know. Do you know what I mean? You know, when I just totally went numb. Like, I just knew that I had to, because it was like a knife to my heart. You know what I mean? Although he was, oh my God, like so fucking all kinds of wrong. You see that when you wake up. When you do feel strongly about someone and you hear them pleading down the phone to someone else, and it's even in the way that they would have done it to you as well. You know, it brings up all kinds of everything. But it's really interesting too because it's like, although I'm saying this isn't a twin flame, my twin flame was in my life, but this is what I'm saying is, I was so sort of caught up in the web of lies from the other one, and my twin flame was like, he was doing whatever he wanted, and again, when we didn't see each other for, you know, months on end at times and that, and he would have a girlfriend, and then whenever I hooked up with him, he never had a girlfriend, to the best of my knowledge. Like I've said before, probably did at some points, I never knew, but I didn't know if he did. So, but yeah, interesting. But it's like that going back to that film. It's like, So somebody, see when me say it, somebody's having a moment like that. Somebody's having a moment where either they've caught someone cheating or they found out about somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like that was a string of events that, and even after that, this is interesting because this story happened before the other one that I told, where remember I said he'd upset me, and then fate had it that I saw my twin flame the next day, and had a fucking brilliant night with him. One Christmas night, going into Boxing Day actually. Oh, so yes, so don't ask me how many years to the day it would be. It would be. Try to do the math. Definitely over 10 years. It's over 10 years ago, but I can't work out how many. But that story I'm telling was before that, so I still didn't wake up, even though I heard talking to some other bird down the phone. I still allowed him to treat me like crap from afar. And he wasn't even my boyfriend. That's the point. That is the point I want to point out here. That karmic that I let treat me like that, I take pictures of it. He was never my boyfriend. Literally he was my boyfriend, but from the point I met my twin flame at 19, I'd actually broken up with that guy, never got back together with him, but I acted like he was still my boyfriend till I was in my 20s, mid-20s. So many things remind me of you. And that's what I'm saying, that's karmic. So you see what I mean? It's like sometimes it's romanticised that, oh, you know someone years, you know them since school, you know them since your past. And it is romantic and that is a twin flame, but sometimes it's not and it's karmic, like in that film. Like although they were all of them were nice people, that was karmic, you know. Those two weren't meant to get together. He was meant to grow up and, you know, take responsibility of the woman he's got pregnant, but it's a woman that he loves. And that's what I'm saying. It is funny because it's not always that way with twin flame dynamics. So it's usually somebody gets somebody else somebody gets somebody pregnant by accident and is trapped away from the twin. That's usually what I help people. And they love them unconditionally from afar. I wish I could share my good news with you. And I always think pregnancy when I hear that. So there is something about pregnancy. There is. Whether it's like a good thing, like that film, it's always a good thing. Let's face it, it's always a good thing. But it's not a good thing when someone's trapped. And I never think that someone should feel so trapped by getting someone else pregnant by accident they should stay away from a twin. Because love conquers all. Look, and it would, because it wouldn't be true, would it? If someone's in love with someone, it doesn't make sense for them to stay trapped with someone, because it's not fair to the person that's pregnant either. You know, it's not ideal, but it's not. That's what's fucked up about this world. Like, just because you get pregnant with someone, what if that person's like a toxic bastard? Do you know what I mean? Like, in fact, unfortunately, I know loads of people that have got stuck in that situation where they have got pregnant to a toxic bastard and they're stuck in their life. Do you know what? I'm going to say something that's really controversial, but I'm going to say it. I once said when I was very young and sleeping with my twin flame, I used to say to my friends, and words are powerful, but I used to say, fuck, I hope I never fall pregnant with him. And they're like, what? I was like, because I fancy him so fucking much and I'm so against cheating. But I've just got images of like him coming round to pick up the kid and I'd be like fucking sneaking a kiss in the kitchen away from my felly. You know what I mean? And that, my friends, is why I've been single nearly 20 years. But do you know what I'm saying? And that's not me. I would never do that. But that's how much, before I even woke up to being him, being who he is, I was like, that would be a nightmare. Like, I wouldn't. So this is why I, you know. But actually, isn't that funny? That would be a nightmare. But it's a backhanded compliment. It's actually like, that is a compliment. What I'm saying is it'd be a nightmare for me because I don't want to be coming round to drop the kid off. Like, I would want to have a kid with him and stay, but do you know what I mean? He's the love of my life. And that's why, again, it's like they're saying to me, I understand when karmics or soulmate do fall in love with twin flames, that someone else is their twin flame. It's like, well, because in that film as well, it's like the dad, not only did, oh God, there's so many things in that film. This is what they do when I'm a medium. They use all the things that I've, in my own life or what I've watched. It's the dad, so the older dad that had got somebody pregnant, talk about EastEnders, I have helped people where this has been a thing though. He is still in love with the mum, right, who's dating somebody else. But because he loves her so much unconditionally and he realises he fucked it up and he's not getting her back, he helps introduce a new boyfriend to the family. And that's what I'm saying, it was all a bit too fucking good to be true, do you know what I mean? But it can happen for some. So the point is it's like sometimes somebody has taken it too far and there's no going back. But it feels like it's a message of like where somebody has fucked up, but the forgiveness coming in and realising that you've not fucked up so much that you don't deserve to go for it and see if there's a chance. And that you can make some good come from it. I feel like they're telling me it's like if people have, like if karmic exes have held somebody back from going towards a twin, and then it's like they have like a moment of remorse. Because in that film, if you think about it, it's like the girl that's in love with him from the past that you think's the twin at this point. Again, I always just think twin flames, but you know what I mean? It's like you think's true love, but actually she realises, wow, she's like, you really do love her, don't you? And he's like, yeah. And you know, bear in mind, she's still in love with him too, or at least some kind of love, but she's like, right. And then she helps them get back together. And that's what I'm saying, that's so, so fucking unrealistic. But people can have a, what's it called? A come to Jesus moment, forgiveness. And it's not a coincidence, it's fucking the day after Christmas. Shout to the heavens with happiness. Voyage of the heart. Love flows through you and to you. A fresh new way of living emerges. And I suppose it would be because trying to hold somebody back, the answers are within. Expect wondrous changes to emerge. If that girl had tried to hold the guy back that she was in love with, she was engaged to at one point, because out of control, and it's like, you know, like, and she was really stunning too, so she could have lured him in. Ultimately, she's not going to be happy, is she? Because she's going to know that like he's going to be longing after the other one, which that's, you know what I mean, that's how you know that the other one's the twin flame. Because if he had went back to see what was there with the other one, he'd be thinking of, you know, and that's what, okay, now I'm going to end with these cards, because I didn't want to make this long, and this is why I'm like, oh, I probably won't do the mediumship one now, but that's why I always say, they're pulling me to little angels kissing over there, this is why I always say, like, you shouldn't chase, because, well, somebody once said that to me, but it's like, you know, it's actually a good thing when divine masculines go back to the past to see what's there. Like, oh yeah, like in that film. Because it could have. It was a risk, right? It could have fucked it up. He's going back to his hometown. He's going back to his childhood sweetheart. But it was a test, and it showed him that he's actually in love with the one that he's with. And he's choosing that path. And that's why, as a twin flame, you have to let your twin flame go. Even if you've got a pretty good idea of the way it's going to go, or it should go, you feel it should go, just let it go. Because the other person needs to make up their own mind about what they want. Oh, I meant to put on the songs. Wait a minute, I'm going to do it now, because I meant to put on the songs and I didn't. That's sorry, it's one of my favourites. I knew they were good. So there might be something about September. You might have to wait all the way to fucking September to find out. But look, I remember when I met you just before September, you were dancing in the street. Look, right, I'm not reading it all. I pursued you for a year. I would have waited longer. I knew ultimately it would make the feeling stronger. Anyway, listen to it. I like that again. Oh yeah, I'm going to love you for the rest of my life. I want to start a family with you. Basically, to me, that is somebody that's like, we've got a lot of history. I've never forgot about you, and I want to have it all with you now. You know what I mean? So again, it's like mucking up all the bits of the film now. It's spoiled it. But basically, I suppose the point is it's like the guy at the start. Some guys will go back to the person from the past because they're meant to, because that's their twin, and some guys, the person from the past is a karmic. And some guys, it's really confusing, and it's like you've got history with both, but you do want to be with one. And that's why divine feminines, if you're listening, whether you're a man, woman, whatever you identify as, let them come to their own decision. It's why I said quite harshly, actually, if somebody's trying to choose between two people, I'll make it easy for you. Choose the other one. Because I'm not wanting that to be that hard to fucking... Actually, that is coming from me, isn't it? So it's like I'm speaking for divine fit, but I'm literally... It's like... But that's where you need to get more information. Because things aren't always as what they seem. But ultimately, you would want somebody... If it meant that somebody needed to go back to see what was there, to find out that there's not enough there, or there's nothing there, and then they come to you and they know and they're sure. Surely that's better than them always wondering. And it's then you've got the spell work too. Look, ascended masters are helping this person drop the mask because they're living a lie. This is somebody living a lie with someone else. Look, even when you feel lost, there's always a way through the labyrinth. Flirt, and they want to flirt. They want to extend their light-hearted energy. They want to share the great achievements that's been happening. Look, they want this is someone's twin flame wants to come towards them. Kindred partnership. Because I do shamanic journeys about canvas, I feel they want to start some kind of creative endeavour with you because it was in reverse. They're not sure. They were in a period of decrease, but they're not now because that's in reverse. The only reason this person's not at peace is because they're sitting dreaming about the twin flame union, two swans or true love. And their fragmented energy is to do with, they need soul retrieval. This is what I do as a shaman for people. Family in reverse. Again, I feel family has been, whether it's like family as in like a karmic ex has kept somebody, yeah. Or it could be more they're pulling me the baby. So it's like, again, it could be like what I said, somebody's got someone pregnant by accident, or it's like in the, oh shit, or it's in, and then I knocked the phone, look, and they pulled it to helpless, everything happens for a reason. Or it's like something of the past. Family's been an issue. From stopping this person from taking steps and following the honouring path. It's in reverse. Break even. I'm all alone. Na, 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 na. What's the words to that again? I'm still alive but barely breathing. Just pray to God that I don't believe in, because I got time while she got freedom, because when a heart breaks, no, it don't break even. Her best days will be some of my worst. She finally met a man that's going to put her first. While I'm wide awake, she's no trouble sleeping. Oh, that is about somebody that's... Oh my God, because when a heart breaks, no, it don't break even. Even know what am I supposed to do when the best part of me was always you. See, this is like the dad in the film, the older man dad, that he's going to live in regret because he got somebody else pregnant, the side bit, or what do people call it again? American. When I catch American YouTubers, they call it a... What the fuck is it? It's something like side piece, but I'd never heard it before until I caught Sneaky Link. That's what it's called. I was going to say that's our version of fuck buddy, but no, it's not, because people can have fuck buddies and there's nothing wrong with it because you've no got a sneaky link is when you're cheating basically on your girlfriend or boyfriend, and we don't fucking condone that around here. That's why I say, like, listen, twin flames that are waiting on a twin flame come, would you just fucking let them come when they're single? You know what I mean? Because otherwise you're putting up with shit that you don't deserve. New supportive connections. New beginnings bits in reverse, and there's the baby. Look, I've pulled that in reverse, right? Because this rainbow baby wants to come in between two twin flames, because that's what's meant to happen. But it's not happening right now because, well, potentially someone actually could have got someone else pregnant that they didn't intend to. And then that keeps the person stuck in their head. But it doesn't literally keep them stuck, you see. The healing light is guiding them, the healing help, because it's, well, I know many divine feminines that, again, it's like you wouldn't choose it, but you would stand by them. Put it this way, twin flame or not, if somebody was madly, deeply in love with me and I knew they were, and it was who I was in love with, and they were in that situation, I would still accept them, because I accept that I'm at a certain time in my life where, you know, you are going to meet men that have got older children, or that might have got, it's not ideal, but I know loads of people that have, it's what happens on these journeys anyway. It's not a deal breaker is what I'm saying, but some people it would be, but I don't think it would be true love if somebody, look, why 6 of Pentacles in reverse? Someone's not feeling like they can give equally, but they're not confused about juggling people. They're not being sneaky. When I just said sneaky link, how weird is that? But they feel like they can't have a new beginning. Yeah, I'm channeling somebody that's something like that. It's either they've got somebody pregnant in the past and they feel like that's, I'm hearing the word baggage for a twin, or it's more recent than that. Yeah, look, look, the devil, like someone's caught in a situation where they're trapped, or they think they are, but the devil's in reverse. I feel like can't come forward with an offer. I feel like they can't invest. Really sad. Something's going to happen. Look, apology. So someone's really sad. They might even like, someone might apologise really sad. Look, absolutely heartbroken, betrayed. So if it's not all the other stuff I've channeled about pregnancy and that, it's like someone's been cheated on. Might be, you know, they're healing. Because look, someone had options. But they're going to be in victory soon. Cautiously investing, hermiting right now. I think this is a story of like, I think it's like I'm channeling a timeline now. So it depends which part is someone's in a timeline. Look, coming towards with a romantic offer because they've got sleepless nights and sending a message. Sending a message and travelling with the romantic offer because they can't sleep at night. Still in a place of healing. Therefore pausing. That's somebody that wants to marry you, to be honest. Like, again, I wouldn't always get it from that card, but I got it straight away. It's like somebody that wants to become someone's husband. Look, working together because they can't move on from the connection. They can't find their wish fulfillment anywhere else. But look, it's like an offer, but it's in reverse. Stuck in the head. Putting stuck in the head behind it. They want to put single life behind them. Want to unleash the secrets. Oh, like truth. All these truth cards reversed. Anyway, I'm getting tired now. I've been here for ages. Look, hope is there. This was really complicated, but I can guarantee it will be someone. Someone will find it at some point, even if it's 6 months from now. I wish I'd treated you better and I left before you could leave me. But you see, someone, yeah, absolutely wishes I'd treated you better, like in the older dad in the film. And they left before you could leave them. They left you before you could leave them, if this is the person that left you, or you done that to your twin. But it's like, then got into quite a situation. My life is not together as it seems. Well, we just unpacked that. I wonder if you're happy about me, and I regret lying to you. I'll wait for a sign for you. You and I were too young. That does make sense. It's reminding me of a, you know, I wouldn't say a client, but it was a session I done once, and it's like a guy that had got quite a few different, you know, had a few different kids to different women, but he was in love with her. And again, it's not ideal. You wouldn't fucking pick it for your daughter, you wouldn't pick it for yourself, would you? But love is love. I'm incredibly generous being. That's quite funny with what I just said. Like somebody shared themselves a bit too much, you know what I mean? But that's a curse. That's a family curse. Oh my god, the distorted masculine. Right, I'm done. I just picked up that card as I said that. Somebody's going from the distorted masculine to spiritual maturity. And that's, now I get it. From the bits and bobs of life and helping others and being a twin flame, they wanted me to share all of this to help a guy out there, I think, that's beating themselves up thinking there's no chance, but you're not that anymore. You saw the whole journey, and now you get to go on this spiritual path with someone that's going to be a mature connection, and that's twin flames. I love it. Right, I'm not going to spoil it. Life purpose, it was all part of your life purpose. This isn't going to make sense to everyone, but it will make sense to whoever it's meant to make sense to. And enjoy the rest of your Boxing Day. I'm going to go and watch Good Will Hunting and probably be channeling like fuck tomorrow about that, so you can look forward to that. See you later. Bye. Like, comment, subscribe.